Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is Kwame Brown single-handedly changing the narrative? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you go ahead and check out Dreamerspro Max, our online sports community, place you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games, so many other cool things. If you guys are interested in that, be sure to check that out. We have that linked in the description below. And also make sure you go ahead and click the join button to join the channel to receive loyalty badges from our channel. So whenever you leave a comment, you stand out. Anyway, let me get into this topic right here. So listen, this Kwame Brown thing is really taking the world by storm, right? We're sitting here, we're covering the playoffs, we're a sports channel, and you just can't help but notice that in the background, Kwame Brown is out there spreading his message, and there's so many people tuned in. Now, for those of you guys who follow sports, or those of you who know anything about sports, sports is dominated by big media. It's just a reality. We've been saying this for the longest as an independent sports company here. We've been saying that sports is the big boys get everything. We're talking about ESPN, FS1, these type of guys, Sky Sports. These are the guys that they suck up pretty much all the air in the room. Then you have the big personalities, which are the ones that really shape opinion. You're thinking of Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith, Chris Broussard, Colin Cowherd, Max Kellerman, Nick Wright, so many others. These are the main voices out there that really control the message because they have the biggest platforms. They're on the biggest shows like First Things First, Undisputed, all these different things, ESPN First Take, all these different things. These are the guys that really control everything, right? And for independent voices to really go out there and compete with them is really hard. And generally what happens is what we see on our channel is whenever we do topics on various things, you see a lot of the people that come to our channel, they usually regurgitating a lot of the talking points that they hear these guys saying, and they come out here and post it on our channel, right? But Kwame Brown is doing something right now that's unprecedented. What this guy's doing is this: he's simply knocking down the door. He's kicking down the doors right now on all the gatekeepers, these guys that control, they like to control the narrative, control the message. They leave no space for us independent creators out there to really, get a foothold or a toehold, in this medium. He's going out there and he's completely changing the narrative, and he's doing it with an organic following. He's out there, he's calling out the phonies, he's setting the record straight, and he's doing something that's also very, very important, which is he's calling out the unnecessary name calling and hypocrisy. That's really what he's speaking at the heart of his message. That's what he's saying, right? And it's something that all of us are guilty of, including me. It's not like as if, I'm above it all. No. I'm a part of it because once you're a part of this ecosystem, somehow you're going to start to pick up some of the habits that exist, within it. One of the things he's speaking about is this thing of excessive shame. Kwame Brown was ridiculed for about 15 plus years. He was the butt of the jokes around the NBA for over 2 decades. I started following basketball around the year 2000, right? I was in New York. I was following basketball. He was drafted by the Washington Wizards. He played with Michael Jordan and all of that. He was a kid. He was the first kid out of high school, first basketball player to come out of high school that was picked as a first round pick. He wasn't the first player to come, from high school. He wasn't the first. You had Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, all these different guys. They came out in the 1997 draft, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't the first guy, but he was the first guy to come in as a number 1 overall draft pick. Just imagine the amount of pressure that he felt at that time. And then when this young kid is coming into the NBA, and you have people out there like Stephen A. Smith that ridiculed him for years. We did a video not too long ago when we posted the audio of Stephen A. Smith basically fighting for his right to call him a scrub. You had Jalen Rose out there defending him, right? Literally, and even Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is guilty of this too. Some people say, well, you never call out Skip Bayless. I'm calling him out now. Skip Bayless is infamous for calling Chris Bosh when he was playing with the Miami Heat, Bosh Spice. All of you guys know who Bosh, when you're referring to Bosh Spice, you're talking about the Spice Girls. If you guys don't know the group, the British music group, 3 girls who used to sing, Spice Girls. And he's calling a guy Bosh Spice. And it got to the point where Chris Bosh was so bothered by it that I think ultimately he ended up going off ESPN First Take, and he said, listen, you can critique my game. You can say I'm playing like this, but once you start throwing these different, let's say monikers on my last name. Now you're affecting my legacy. It's unnecessary. And you've had different journalists out there say, no, what do you expect us to say? You're playing poorly? No, we have to make it colorful so people will read it. And so journalists have kind of fought for the right to ridicule these guys. And now it's kind of become commonplace. If you think about today, something we're all guilty of. Think of somebody like Paul George last year who went into the bubble, didn't play well, said he was having some issues, and next thing you know, he's being called Pandemic Pete. Or Paul Piss or whatever, these different names that they call him. But this is a person. Now, is it necessary to call him Pandemic Pete? No. You can say he played like garbage, this and this and this. But for you to now go to that extent, pandemic and this, everybody's guilty of it. Our followers on our channel are, because they do it all the time. People on TV are guilty of it. They do it all the time. Think of me. With the Shannon Sharpe, although Shannon Sharpe started the whole lemon pepper Lou for Lou Williams because of what he did in the Orlando bubble a year ago by going to Atlanta. You guys remember the story. And even me, I'm guilty of it, to call him lemon pepper Lou and this and this. What, is that right? No. Because essentially, this is what Kwame Brown is speaking to. Here's a guy that's been made fun of for decades, calling him, being called a bust. Even if you go look at his YouTube channel before he blew up, now that you see him blowing up, the name of his channel is Kwame Brown Bust Life. Kwame Brown has had his channel for months, I think at least for even over a year. And he went and put that there because it's like, maybe he put it to say, okay, this is the way people identify me. Think about that. Think about the effects that this is having on people, and look at him. Now, I don't think Kwame Brown anything is wrong with him. What I think he's doing is he's taking a stand. And it's saying this has to stop. And so many people are following and really, following his message because, like, listen, he has a point. This is becoming unnecessary. In his case, he's taking it even a step further to talk about black men, which I understand, because in too many cases we have a situation where a lot of us are portrayed in the wrong way, and a lot of guys seem to have no problem with it. No problem with it, and Kwame Brown does. And Kwame Brown is single-handedly becoming a force. Think about this. In the last 4 days, Kwame Brown has picked up over 3 million views on his YouTube channel. Think about that. Over the last few days, he went from having about 10,000 subscribers. As we do this video right now, he has 150,000 subscribers. For those of you guys who know YouTube, that's not an easy thing to do. For you to grow an audience that quickly. He is the definition of going viral, but he's going viral for a good reason. He's not just going viral for the sake of going viral for some silly reason, like, oh, a cat jumped in a pool and started doing the back stroke. Nothing stupid like that. This is not none of this dumb stuff that we normally see people go viral for. This is something that's important. Now, yes, his message is raw, because he uses a lot of profanity. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people say, well, are you telling them to curtail his message, use profanity? What's his name? What do you call it? Dave Chappelle uses profanity. Listen, we all understand that. No one is saying he should curtail his message. I'm saying this. Dave Chappelle has gone on the David Letterman show and all of these different shows. Dave Chappelle doesn't swear on those shows. Not because, he's abiding by their, no. When Kwame Brown ultimately wants to go to the bigger platforms, they have their rules, and it's nothing for him to not curse. Kwame Brown can articulate himself perfectly fine without cursing. I'm just saying that for him to reach a wider audience, maybe some people don't like that. Maybe some people have some kids that want him to listen to his message and would like for the kids to listen to his message without the profanity. There's some parents that don't like that. Are the parents wrong for that? Also, so parents of little kids that maybe want to share Kwame Brown's message, they should be okay with that. Come on, cut it out. Right? I'm just saying that to have a broader appeal, to reach more people, it's something that's worth considering. So I'm not saying you should stop cursing, no, but come on, be an adult. What are we talking about? You go to work, do you curse at work? No, you don't. So some people, you curtail it. No, Dave Chappelle curses on his stand-up. What do you call it? On his things, on his different shows. If Dave Chappelle goes on CNN, or if Dave Chappelle goes to talk in a school, should he start cursing there too? Is that what you're saying? No, obviously. So I feel like some people try to, what are we trying to curtail him? No, I'm just giving you guys the reality. But however, I think this guy's single-handedly changing the narrative, and I think it's refreshing. And I think what we're beginning to see is that people want something new. I've been saying it. A lot of people have been saying, oh, you guys are jealous of Shannon Sharpe. I told them, why would I be jealous? We're an independent company. Why the hell would we be, jealous of these guys to go be on a platform where you're being muzzled? Every time you say something, somebody comes and slaps you on the wrist. You can't say this, you can't say. Who wants to be a part of that? Who wants to be a part of that? So when people say, you guys are, nobody's not. Trust me, we're not. I'm not, right? But this guy right here, we got to keep an eye on him, because what he is doing, he is single-handedly changing the game. So for me, what I want to know from you guys is this: do you think Kwame Brown, number one, is changing the narrative, and number two, do you think that this is only the beginning, or do you think this is eventually going to die down? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Catch you guys on the next episode.